Greetings and welcome to a show that I'm going to talk about. Now, let me just get right down to the chase. Insects are known to be scary at times. We we as a whole are afraid of insects. There are some insects that are good and some are bad. And there are different types of insects that people are afraid of. People are afraid of butterflies. People are afraid of caterpillars. People are afraid of mosquitoes, beetles, ticks, you name it. They're all different types of insects, and each of us are afraid of our own. Now, for this show that I've watched, and I was waiting for this for a long time because ever since they showed a preview of it, I've been dying to see how it was gonna go. And now, my first impression of this review of the Island of Giant Insects. Yes, that is the name of the show, The Island of Giant Insects. So, without this, grab your bug spray, sit down, and enjoy this review and first impression of the review of The Island of Giant Insects. Now, after 44 chapters, 6 volumes, 44 chapters of this, and we got an epilogue of this. Well, season 2 if you prefer, because in the manga is way better than the anime. It's way better than this OVA. The way how the storyline goes is not what you expected. For those of you who have read the manga like myself, this OVA, they rushed it. They rushed so much. I mean, it's not just giant insects we're dealing with. It also there's rape and there's bug porn, and it has all those other elements. They just didn't put it in. I mean, sure, the opening had like the opening of the manga is better than the anime because the manga is more depth to it. So I'm gonna split it down to 2 parts. I'm gonna split it down to this. So, the storyline behind the Island of Giant Insects, and it didn't show it in the OVA. The storyline behind this is that Mutsumi, a girl who once was afraid of bugs when she was a little girl, but now, her teacher taught her about insects and all that, she has become a bug expert. Not like Weevil Underwood from Yu-Gi-Oh! But she's a better bug expert than Weevil. Mutsumi, she loves bugs. She's one of those people that whenever there's a Starship Troopers or for every bug movie you're gonna need, you need her on your side. So, and what's funny about the OVA, they kind of skipped all that because in the manga, it started out as a simple field trip. Like they're going on a plane, going on a field trip. And then all of a sudden these bugs, these giant insects out of nowhere, crash land a few survivors on this island. And Mutsumi woke up and found out that finding her friends and some people that she don't like and the people's arrogance, all that kind of stuff. That's kind of a thing. But in the anime version, the OVA, they didn't show that. All they showed was that the girl, this bitch ass slut-chan, I call her slut-chan because that's who she is. Because she slept with the teachers and all that stuff just to get higher grades. In the manga, they kind of show that. But anyway, in the OVA, they start off with her and her bullying friends, forcing this girl to strip. And literally, they showed, and it's uncensored. Not the white screen, black screen off. It is uncensored, showing the entire thing. The entire nipples and all that shit. They showed everything in this. And then after that, it just showing the OVA and it just boom. It got right to the part with Mutsumi and the others. And I'm like, this is a disappointing OVA. Because they rushed it. Like in the manga, they showed the part how Mutsumi and her friends was on a plane. They got crashed, landed on the island, and they meet other survivors. And they show other characters along the way. And they got the part when the girl get raped by the bug. In the manga, they didn't show that. In the anime, they didn't show that. The OVA, it didn't show that. It just showed them the part when they just got to a part when they showed 2 survivors dead. I'm like, but the first chapter showed them got a vending machine and all that stuff, and I'm like, they're not showing that rape scene. It's like they want to cover like 5 chapters of this, and I'm like, why? Why would they rush so much of this OVA that they not making any sense? Again, you guys watch the OVA the first time, you still don't make sense. Like, wait, how did it happen? That's why I said, you have to read the manga. The manga is way better. Now, okay, I'll be honest. The OVA did show uncensored stuff. Not only these maggots or these things eating the people up. It show is so gory a little bit. I mean, it showed all the blood, it ripping up bone cages, all that stuff. It is showing that, and I agree with that. It shows that. Now, this is where the edginess comes in. Okay, it did show the edginess of the slut-chan with the long hair. And I'll be honest, she is useful. Now, I get what you're saying, like, oh, you just look at her. You guys just watch the OVA. You guys didn't read the manga. But just by looking at her, you think, like, oh, she's going to die because she's a bitch. I'll be honest. After reading a few chapters of this, she has developed than you think. And that bully, that punk kid, always saying, I'm in charge. The big boss guy, he thinks he's badass. You know, when I first saw him, I'm like, he's going to die. He needs to die. Rest assure you, I can assure you that in the manga, you'll see why karma's a bitch for him. And that guy with the dreads, you know, he is useful as well. So don't, I get the moral of it, don't judge a book by its cover. The other two I mentioned with the dreads and the slut-chan, trust me, you're gonna respect them. You're gonna respect them, trust me on that. You will. Now, aside from that, the OVA of it shows like them leaning towards a house and that cocoon nest, and they go inside and you see all dead bodies, all goriness getting eaten up, and it's really disgusting. I like how they're showing, I like they putting more details on the body parts of them getting eaten up, and it's uncensored, showing the whole body. So I'm glad they didn't censor that part. Now, like I said, in the manga, it's way better because around like chapter 1 to 5, it shows all of that stuff and some Yuri scenes. I mean, I think the second OVA, if they make a second OVA, they have to put the bath scene where they had a Yuri scene and some sex scenes in the bath scene. Like, they gotta have all of that. They better put that stuff in there, because if they don't, it'll be a waste of time. They'll be skipping the further chapters. In the manga's perspective, it did show more. It showed other people that they met before they got to that house. There are other people there, but they didn't add them all. Whereas the anime, I get it, like I said, they speed run the hell out of this. They didn't really give us a lot of points about how did this happen. Why are they stuck on an island? Why is Musume so smart about bugs? I mean, sure, Musume explained it all, but there's more details about that. And if you want more details about the bugs, you gotta read the manga. And the manga got 2 seasons, to be honest. I mean, think about it. If you read the manga from the Island of Giant Insects, it has 6 volumes and 44 chapters. That's that, leading towards on that island. But then when you get to season 2 of the Island of Giant Insects, which covered like how many volumes? Like 4 volumes of that so far. About chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 9, 10 chapters of it. That's for season 2 of the manga. It takes you to another island, and there's survivors that you'd be surprised who's standing or not. Now in this OVA, I'm happy that they showed the other survivors, but they didn't put details into this. It, like in the manga, they show how the slut-chan with the hair and her boobs showing. It shows how they know her as what she is, because in the manga she was having sex with the teacher just to get better grades. And then you got this bully, this badass boy who thinks he's all that, thinks he's the leader and all that. He's that. Now, Mutsumi, being the best friend to Shitoze as she is, she's a die-hard bug expert, and I don't like how they appreciated her so much. I don't like how they appreciate her. Just because she's a nerd of bugs, they're not going to take her seriously. And I said to myself, and you know what's funny? After reading the manga and getting to this part, I mean, reading the manga, reading that chapter, and then looking at this anime, I'm like, why is nobody taking her seriously? Why is nobody's taking Mutsumi seriously? I mean, think about it. She's a bug expert. She knows her way around insects. She knows the weaknesses. She's smart around it. And nobody ain't thinking about, nobody in the entire group is, well, not entirely, but nobody in that group can consider Mutsumi a leader of to be a good leader when it comes to bugs. And I'm like, oh, they're gonna look at the guy and say, oh, he's the leader because he's badass. Let him be the leader. And I'm like, okay, but Mutsumi knows bugs. You need someone. You need someone to guide you on this. If you look at the manga and in the anime, she has saved people's lives, and nobody in the group is gonna say, let her be leader. I mean, sure, she got supporting friends or whatnot, but be honest, nobody is not taking her seriously as leader. Now, overall in this OVA, I say this again, they rushed it. They rushed it to the core. I mean, literally, if you're gonna watch, literally, the Island of Giant Insects is a good start for kind of a gruesome kind of thing, little bug porn, all that stuff. But if you want to see bug porn, if you want to see rape scenes or sex scenes or anything gruesome about that, you got to read the manga, because the manga in the first chapter explain how it all started, how Mutsumi and the others survived a plane crash and how they got onto the island. So like I said, you got to read the manga first. Or if you don't want to read the manga, you can watch the OVA. Unless you want more and more details, because we are in the manga, they got some Yuri scenes and some other insects that will devour many, many people. And there are some of them in that group that we're going to be sad about, that we're going to miss. There are going to be people that we're happy they died. And there's going to be people that we were shocked to see some development. So overall, as a whole, when it comes to this bug porn of the Island of Giant Insects, like I said, there are people that died that we happy to see them died. There are people that we were gonna be sad that they died, and there's some other people that you'd be shocked about and saying, oh, badass. That's how I see it. But the OVA, like I said, they rushed it. They didn't give us a lot of thought. They just rushed it, like covering like 3 chapters. So if you want, like I said, read the manga. So that's it for now. Like I said, Giant Insects was really great. I hope they do a second one. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but they gotta give us something. They got to. So again, read the manga and enjoy. And I'm happy to do a review of the Island of Giant Insects. Again, read the manga.